Okay, here's the start of the windshield installation. As you can see, I've already taped the windshield into place and more or less set it to where it has a uniform gap all the way around. Now, there's a little bit more on the bottom than on the top. That's not a problem. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go on the inside of it. I'm going to mark where this line is. I'm actually going to mark it a little bit closer because what I want to do is I want to have a black border around the inside. Okay, and that's going to be used. I'm going to do that with the window weld primer. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get inside the car. I'm going to mark the inside of the windshield very gently because remember, the only thing that's holding the glass in place right now is the tape. Okay, let me go and do that. Okay, for those of you playing along at home with our own game, this is the mark that I've made using the grease pencil. By the way, there's my grease pencil. Now this mark is right outside of this mark is going to be painted black. The inside here is going to remain clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this all along this line, and then I'm going to paint the exposed areas with what we call window weld primer. Okay? See how I made the mark all the way around? Now this area that's going to be painted black is where the butyl tape will be applied to. This allows the windows to stay in position. Now, let me paint it. Alright, just to show you this trick on how I find the line through the tape, what I've done is I've put my LED light underneath, and I can clearly see the line right along here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a razor blade and I'm going to cut right along that line so you get a nice sharp edge when I paint it. I can move this along here. You'll see how it follows the curve, and I'll be able to find it no matter what. Right underneath, reflecting up, shows me where the line is. I got the line. Piece of cake. Okay, as we look at the clock, it's actually 2:35, and time for me, or past time for me, to be upstairs and answering your phone calls. But before I leave, I wanted you to see what I've done so far. I've actually painted this thing with the window weld primer, and I'm going to walk away and leave it sit overnight to make sure that it cures properly. Okay, now that will be all for today and the end of this video. Okay, here we have our windshield after a night of drying. I've already put on the butyl tape along the outside perimeter, right on the black area, which is where we want it. And I'm about to put the window in. You're going to see how easy this is. Now, one of the things I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put the trim lock seal on. The reason is that this car is going to a customer, and we want the trim lock seal to stay off until after the car gets painted. But this will put the window in and keep the window in while it's waiting. Now, let me put the window in. Alright, now there you have it, the installed window. One of the things I did, I put these little sticks down here. This is to give me the proper gap all the way around. It's going to stay like that until I'm sure that it's fully seated. I'm going to let it sit like this a day. I'm going to put some tape on it to make sure that it's held into place while we do the rest of our work here. Okay? And the window is in good. Now I applied a firm, easy pressure. You'll notice I don't wear a wedding ring or a watch, but I've applied pressure like this. Now if you do this gently, gentle, even pressure, what will happen is that the window, okay, you don't want to pound on the window, you don't want to hit on the window, you don't want to push too hard in one spot or you'll crack it. Also, be aware that if you tried to pry it with a screwdriver along any of the edges, most certainly the wind will seal and it will seat. I'll do this over the next couple of days, a little bit at a time, to make sure that it fully seals against the glass. Shield will crack. The reason is these are laminate glass. This is not tempered glass. Laminate glass is very, very strong. It's very sturdy. You can almost see me in that picture. There I am. Okay? But it is prone to crack if you hit one tiny spot, say like here with the screwdriver, it'll split. Be very careful. We want to use very gentle methods of maneuvering the glass in the car while we're setting it secure. Now this is fairly good. When the customer gets in there after he's painted it, all he has to do is fill this gap with urethane and put his trim lock seal into it. And then we'll never have to worry about taking the glass out again. There I am again. Say hi, Mike. Hi, Mike.